Bonjour. Aujourd'hui, nous sommes jeudi. Yeah. And as un Dieu Norwegian, this is worse than Norwegian. It's Thursday and it's a cloudy day, but I don't think this is cloudy. It's rain clouds, okay? It rained yesterday. I'll say yesterday. No, it technically didn't rain. It's just super cold. It's cold. Very, very cold day indeed. Alright. Just to continue on a little bit of topic about yesterday. I did say we had lots of topic, right? We had a lot of topic. Thing is, I didn't review too much of the materials, but I'm gonna go for it. Investments. So yesterday we touched a little bit about investments and spendings. Now we're gonna push forward, right? No more recaps. I think I recapped way too much on the previous episode. Recap and then talk a lot more. So no, now we just focus on investment and spending. Right? Let's start with the basic. Not say basic. My basic knowledge on how to spend and how to invest. Like I said yesterday, the moment you get surplus, that's where you can start spending and investing. Personally, the first thing you should do is you should not spend you should invest. You should start putting more into fixed deposit. So investments, very straightforward, right? And how do I do this little thing? It's very simple. I've been telling a lot of people, and I'm gonna tell you here again, and I think I did it in a few vlogs like much back then, but it goes like this. For every $1,000 or Malaysian ringgit you have, straight away put into fixed deposit and put it 1 year. Why 1 year? Simple, it's the maximum, and minimum for Malaysia is 3 months. So if you're gonna put in 3 months and not touch it, might as well just go for a year. Canada, I think it's the same as well, but I think it's 1 month. 1 month or 2 months, I'm not so sure about that, but either how, you want to go straight for the miracle a year. Miracle. After some calculation, 6 months to a year is just nice, right? Just nice. I did calculate like monthly versus 3 months versus 6 months versus a year. There is, I mean, a year is much higher, but a month is not that low as well. It's not that low. But I usually put a year because of the strategy at hand, which is you want to save this month for the next year. And it's easier because, like, for example, I already said it on the previous vlog, is you only want to spend everything you earn the next year. You save $12,000 this year, it's all for next year. That's why putting fixed deposit for a year is just nice. In fact, you get a little bit more cash. That's a nice car. Nice Subaru. And so that's one. So you should do. Everyone should be able to do it. $1,000 is not that much. So that's the basics. Never get suckered into life insurance and insurance in general, because most of it is a sinkhole. But not to say you should not have one. In your lifetime, probably have one that you can afford, but this is on top of already what you can save, right? Lots of people they misinvest by buying too much insurance. Me, the way I see it, just have one, okay? One is enough. One life insurance, one medical. That's about it. Don't put too much. I know it's sometimes a bit pretty greedy. Sometimes it's a bit it's too good to be true. Be careful. And that's the basics of investment. Of course, I can go in more detail, but that's not for today. We're just going to do a quick, not say recap, but a quick info blast. Next is spending. I did say about spending that you should budget yourself to spend, which is great because that's add on to everything. Spending is actually very straightforward. I think I already touched it yesterday, so I'm just gonna solidify the reasoning today. Yeah, this vlog. I can cross now. Okay, so you want to save. Normally what I do is, if I want to buy something, I'll try to wait for a year. Try to wait. Because if I can wait for a year, it means two things. One, means I don't need it. So don't need to spend. Number two, it builds up the savings, right? I save for the item and then I spend. That's the most common thing, right? You save up to spend. Now, how it goes is because of the first one, right? I wait for a year, and then by the time I wait for a year, let's say I want to spend something that's worth $1,000, right? Save up for a year. Oh no, not save up. I save up. I can save up maybe in, let's say I have good income this month. So in a month I can save up $1,000, right? Let's say I'll put it this way. And then I just need to wait, right? Money is already there. I just need to wait. So this will open up 11 months of thinking most of the time. And by the time it reaches a year, then I'll be prepared, right? The money is already there. I can drop it in, and $1,000, let's say I put $1,000 in fixed deposit, let's say a monthly fixed deposit, I probably earn a few dollars here and there, which is great. So technically I have a discount, but not a big discount though. So that's one thing. And the downside is if, let's say, it's if stuff that you want but don't need, right? Like you want, there can be two, just one annoying thing is A, out of stock. Yeah, two things, out of stock, or B, if it's technology, it gets replaced and it might get a little bit more expensive. So that's the downside, right? The downside to it. But now I want to add in, is what if it's business related? Okay, not say business. Like for me, I'm not doing business, so it's not 100% business related. But it's something that I want to earn money out of it. So it's interesting. Do I need to buy it now? Chances are I have to make a decision, right? So that's why we are going to talk shoelace. So the answer is most likely it's a yes, right? I'm gonna spend the money that not to save up. It's just that I already have a budget for it. I didn't do the 1 year per se because it's really a last minute thing. That's where you want to set yourself a spending budget, like spend something that you know you will lose, or rather a money that you can never see it back. I already have that in place, so that's the, not to say the ending part of this vlog, but it's just the last part, right? Is if, let's say, you don't have an item to buy, okay? Let's say you are those impulse spending, spur of the moment, you don't want to lose out type of thing, then yeah. So that's the next budget, or rather the next budgeting plan. Not everyone should do it. In fact, everyone must have something like this, right? It's budget for you to spend money that you can spend whatever you want, and you don't feel too much regret, or there's no second thoughts or something like that. Which right now I'm having second thoughts, even though I can buy, I'm already set up, but I don't feel like spending. Not because I don't want to spend, it's again hardwired to save, and the COVID situation, and there's no income stream in, right? The keyword is no income stream in, and that makes a little bit uncomfortable, but that's the whole idea of this little budget. It's the most uncomfortable situation, and you want to spend, right? And if the spending is justified, I think it's okay, right? Spending is okay because I already set up this like years. I already have a special emergency fund, special spending fund, but it solidifies when I come here. 2 years ago, I literally set up a special spending fund, which is $1,000 or about $1,500. Yeah. Just to give us a simple on how I'm gonna do this fund is every month usually you contribute, right? You contribute to certain funds. So it's same like emergency. Once it hits the magic number or the cap number that you set for yourself, then it just stays. So for example, if let's say I capped out that account, I'm going to use account because I had separate accounts, that account, let's say at $5,000. So by that time, I don't need to contribute any more to the account, which is simple. So extra money goes where? Back to square one, investments. Yeah. And basically it just goes like that, right? Once my investment hits a certain cap or a certain soft cap I do for myself, I'll open up a new account or a soft account and says, hey, you know what? I'm gonna save another $1,000 for miscellaneous stuff, traveling, everything. It goes on and on and on. And hopefully by the end of the year, normally I do a review at the end of the year. Just that this is a bit lazy, but I still budget. Okay, I still keep my budget, my ledger. Every year I'll double check. Like, do I have enough emergency fund for medical? If yes, check. Do I have? So it prioritizes, right? Medical is always number one, followed by what do you call this? Life savings, like life fund, which is the $12,000 a year, and lastly, no, then it goes down. All right, prioritize. The reason why I say medical is number one is if you really need to pay for dentistry or you get into accidents, hopefully you don't get. All right, the emergency funds straight away will funnel in, and therefore you won't have any issues. Right, straight away funnel in, done. Technically, it's part of your necessity living anyway, because if you break a leg and you can't work, that's not good. But at the same time, because you have the medical emergency fund plus medical insurance, hopefully you get it sorted out, and you might come out on top, or you might not come out on top, and that's where everything is set correctly. And then goes to the life, so $12,000. And everything else is you just set. Like normally I'll have medical followed by the livelihood. Like I need to make sure at least $12,000 is in my account untouched. If I stay here, I can stay for a year, or if I go back to Malaysia, I can stay for a year as well. And then anything that is flow, that is extra, I will straight away put to my spending funds, because I want to spend. And if that one overflows, then you go back to up again, right? Can I set up a second year of living fund? So if I can set up a second year of living fund, then great. Set up a second year, and then if I need to open up a third spending fund, then I can now categorize, like one is for toys, one is for traveling. So now I can split. So if I can split, then great. If I don't need to split, then I'll proceed the third year saved living funds. So yeah, it keeps go on and on and on. It's something like retirement, but a bit different, because you already paid for retirement. For me, since I'm in a foreign country, so retirement is not in the package. I need to be a citizen to access it. Yeah. Well, that's it for today. Until then, I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday, and I need to spend money. It's still uneasy to spend money, but you know what? It's time. It's time. I procrastinate a lot and I've dragged a lot.